Niswenga pa sakantikon GARO HILLS NEWS24 channel onaram saksoa. Tali kata bichong rangde. Skorong Minister konat kisang ma getal rkepa Block Development Office ko boirembong aru umlingo noktongay onanga. Skorong Minister konat kisang ma Meghalaya adokni International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking program ko Shillong State Convention Center rong at kapao bakar anga. Voice of the People's Party ni spokesperson Batskem Mirbo inner line permit ko nam nagpatani bidungo agananga. Voice of the People's Party, Meghalaya Adokni, MDA Surkari ko matnanga, Special Investigation Team ko ridilengapa, SP Herbert, Pinay Kharkongoni aganani gitade, dosi bota matgapa sa katam mandirang ko magistrate na mukhang patna ramanga ni agana, Raja Raghuvanshi ko suotanyo bak matpagapa sa katam mandirang ko, local court Shillong saldok na police custodio o donna agana. Skorong Minister Konrad K. Sangma mijal salni bako, Ketal rkepa Block Development Office ko boirembong aru umlingo noktongay nangaha. Nakyong ingon boirembong ni Block Development Office ko rkna sorkari crore point ponga tangkarang ko takhalaha. Wandaki ya somayo Community and Rural Development Minister A.T. Mondal, Umroy MLA Daman Lamare, Charles Margar, Dr. Celestine Lingdo, aru CNRD Secretary C.B. Saduba dongpangaha. Wasan agi jay ya salni bako umling CNRD block complex ko bas korong minister oprakyo nangaha aru ya complex ko rkna sorkari crore bonga tangkarang ko jakhalaha wanagi ya somayo jirangni MLA sosine sutun baksana CNRD official rang ba rang paha wana agreba ya somayo umroy airport aru Shillong Guwahati expressway ko tharina nisam sowe dongani bidingo ba jana pangaha aru yan adokni manderangna banga namgani ko rabana kham khagapa inga. Skorong Minister Konat K. Sangma bistibar salo Meghalaya doko segat kemen hajalsa kolachisa drugs case rangni bidingo jinmana parakataha aro yanu bonkamai report ko sakrchabri kogrikni manderangoni ko mansuwaha. Nakyong ingon Meghalaya adok International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking ko Shillong State Convention Center rong ataha aro ya program ko Social Welfare Department, Meghalaya Police, Meghalaya AIDS Control Society aru Drugs Reduction Elimination and Action Mission apsan nangrame ataha. Wandaki ya program ko atani de adoko drugs takhala ni batrgrkani ko khomiatna onga aru ya somayo Skorong Minister Anti-Drug Action Plan ni bidungo jinmana aganani ko takangaha. Wasan agija batangaman somayo crore hajalsa damni drugs rangko police to seize kaha aru wano, heroin, ganja, opium aru crystal meth rang donga. Raja Raghuvanshi ko suotanyo bak manpagapa sa katam manderangko local court Shillong saldokna police custodio o dona aganangaha. Meghalaya Police ni Special Investigation Team rang Silam James, Balbir Ahirbar aru Lokendra Singh ko rumdapaha aru wamang ko rumani orthode Silam James property dealer runga aru uoniko police tol, pistol, guli, baksana thanga hajal sotpunga ko matnaha. Aganani kita de wa thangkarangko Sonam Raghuvanshi ni bek niko matnaha ni aganangaha. Balbir Ahirbar jikon balu uneba mengacem wa security guard unga ndaki wa Sonam Raghuvanshi ni me kogrgetam tariko segabatang ko sorao sote indoor ni flat to dongani gemen aganjaha. Ndaki ingon Lokendra Singh Tomar indoor flat ni nokoponga aru uko police tol Gwalior me Shillongona rambaha.
Silcom, then Lokendro and this Balbir. They were produced before the Honorable Court today, and all the three accused were remanded to police custody for 6 days. Police sought for 8 days, court has granted 6 days police custody.
Dao sandir ketani ko takingpa Raja Raghuvanshi ko suotani mukhodomani bidingo Special Investigation Team ko ridilengpa SP Herbert Pinay Kharkongoni aganani getade sakani dosi potako matni ramdapa matgapa mandirangko magistrate na mukhang patna rumangaha indiba wamang confessional statement ko bakura chakani ko dakna jechakaha ni aganangaha. Kharkongoni aganani getade police tol ya dosi pota matgapa gemuk ko de magistrate to na watat khuja indiba Akash aru Anand kusan watat khuinga ni aganangaha. Yamang sakani niamu phangchaki drip tungna matnani geman statement ko na jechakaha. Ndakyong ingon Kharkongor SIT ni banga aro mangkhumgapa sakkirangko matnani gemunba aganangskaha. Uni aganani gitade police rang de courto na ndinari reangna manja Endebeya mukhodoma o mangeman sakkirang de nyamgeta khamarangko khana blongin gamchata ni aganangaha. wasan agi jaya murkhodomani bidingo SIT Forensic Laboratory ni report ang naba singinga ni agananga ha.
Actually, there are we have not sent everyone, two of them, but they didn't want to make the statement before the magistrate. Yes, we have ample evidence. Yeah, we have ample evidence, uh, right from the beginning, and even till now also. Whatever material we have, these are good evidence that we have. And we'll wait for the FSL reports, and also these will add strength to the. Yeah, to police. Confession is not admissible. Everybody knows that. But like I've said, material evidence are very important. Yeah, and it is the right also not to make a confessional statement. I mean, not all has been sent except for two accused, Akash and Anand. Yeah, only those two. But then they refuse. So it's not an issue. We still have evidences to prove the case.
Voice of the People's Party ni spokesperson Batskim Mirboni inner line permit ni gaman aganingon Meghalaya Resident Safety and Security Act na batte inner line permit ko rabana naltubat kapong inga ni agananga ha. Ndakyong ingon uniya ko janapani de patangaman somayo sorao ngapao obostha injoni churis raja raghuvanshi ko aphaloni rebai sote donangani gaman inga. Mirboni aganani gitade adoko ILP ko rabahau de tourism aro aphaloni reba gaparangko nirokna manganok chama ni agananga ha.
MRSSA, I would say that that is not a substitute to ILP. And in fact, that talks about the safety of the residents, the safety of of the tenants, and safety, and it puts also obligations on the landlord. That is a different law altogether. It has I would say it has nothing to do with I would say controlling the people or monitoring the coming of the people from outside the state. And in fact, if it does also, because even the local people are affected by this law, because this law does not talk only about the people coming from outside the state. It deals with the people who are moving from one place to another, even within the state. So this law is a complicated law, I would say, and yes, if you truly implement it, yes, it may be able to trace the people, because ultimately it deals with registration. But I would say that it is very cumbersome law, and it affects even the local people also, and therefore it involves also a lot of works for even for the local darbar and the authority, and as I said, because even for the local people also, it requires registration and and submitting of documents, and therefore it involves a lot of work. But ILP, when you talk about it, it talks only or deals only with people who visit the state from from outside the state, and therefore it is a very specific in its target.
Voice of the People's Party Meghalaya adokni MDA sorkari ni adoko pangchakani gri ong ekam ka anigaman chusokani rangkon rabajani gaman matnangani ko takaha. Nakyong ingon VPP ni spokesperson Batskim Mirboni aganani gitade sorkari ni adokna dalrorowani ko raba ni akhangani ko ben plani ko di nikja ni agananga ha arowa sorkari ko adokni khangal cha asia khamman gija dongani student rangni porayani aro karkhanani dalrorowani ko namdabatna aganangska ha wandaki mirbo PGI index to Meghalaya ni kumibata rank ko manani gimunbaya somayo janapanga ha.
When we talk about the achievement of the government, we need to measure by certain verifiable data. For example, how many people have been lifted out of poverty? How many for example, the learning outcomes of the students. Then we need to know the industrial output of the state. We need to know the employment generated, how much unemployment has declined. We need all these kind of data, and therefore going around trumpeting the schemes of the government without knowing the outcomes, because we are not simply interested about your announcement. We are interested in knowing the outcomes. For example, how much they spent on that IGP point? Some tens of lakhs of rupees. I don't remember exactly the amount, but the outcome, it is, I would say that it does not commensurate with the money spent. You know, when we hear the amount spent, it is really gigantic, I would say, huge. But as I said, we are interested to see the outcome of those projects and schemes. You see, for example, the Focus Plus, which the government has been saying. What is the outcome of those schemes, of those programs? The government has not come. And in fact, there should be the kind of social audit to all those kind of schemes that the government has been doing, so that we can really know whether the targets are achieved or not. So, as I said, we, the state, the people, we are more interested in the outcomes. For example, the government has been saying that we have surplus power. Huh? It looks like they have managed the department very well, the sector very well, declaring that Meghalaya has surplus power. But this is the reality. The reality that if you go a few kilometers from Shillong, people are experiencing power cuts almost every day. A slight rainfall would result in the power shutdown. I don't know the reason. Is it because the materials they used, or the gadgets they used in the like transformers and all, are they so unreliable?
Dalni khoborangni yarangsan khoborangni gaman nambate winas kinchmode Meghalaya News 24.com oni ko ni nagta mangen. Sakantiko ni sohani na matela.